The BRICS nation buying up all gold. There are rumors that they will reveal a currency backed by gold and Bitcoin trying to retest the support line. Will we break it down? This is what we will speak about. Don't forget to claim your bonus of over $100 long position for free. Link is down below. So let's start. I explain in a very simple way. Who are the BRICS nation first? BRICS nation are at the moment Brazil, Russia, India, China and South Africa. And there are rumors that also Saudi Arabia, UAE, United Arabs, and also Iran will possibly join the BRICS. This could be dramatic for the G7 because if they align together, then we will see, here you see right now the 10 largest oil producers and share of total world oil production 2022. So you see here at the top one is United States with 20%. But if we see the alignment of alignment, how it's called, of Saudi Arabia, Russia, Canada, you have to exclude China, Iraq, United Arab Emirates, Brazil, Iran and Kuwait, they would control over 45% of the total world oil production in the world. Yes, and this means obviously who is controlling the commodities? This people or this nations control also the world. This is what happened before, right? Why we saw the US, a little bit of history, why we saw America as the top #1 leader police of the world. Because they used to, the dollar was backed by gold, right? Till the 60s, 70s, they disconnected from the gold. And what they did very, very intelligent because, or very boss move. They go to Saudi Arabia and back the dollar technically by oil. So they said, okay, Saudi Arabia gets protection by US, but they have to sell the world oil in dollar. But right now, we see a de-dollarization. And why we see this de-dollarization? Because of the war with Ukraine. As the war started, or a little bit also before, what the US did, they start to sanction Russian funds. And how much they sanctioning? And I explain you exactly what does this mean? Das suka job tvojomať. How much they want this blood asking me this question. So here you have the answer. How much is frozen? The actual amounts held and frozen in the West have been totaled regularly at 300 billion. So over 300 billion is frozen in Russian. So Russian assets in the US are over 300 billion frozen. So this was not a very good strategic move from the West, because since they announced this, obviously China, Japan, I mean Japan is still a friend of US, but China, Russia, Brazil, Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates, and so on, started to understand that if they make the wrong move, US will just froze or steal your money. And I explain you how it's possible that the money of a whole nation is in US dollars. It's very easy explained. Wait a minute. I show you here the Treasury. Wait a minute. Where is this? Yes, we see here the Treasury, US Treasury holdings. You see here, China is holding over 867 billion US Treasuries. And why they're holding over 867 US Treasuries? Wait a minute, I go back and explain you exactly. China, it's just an example, you can copy it to the other nations. But for example, China is the world fabric, right? So they position themselves. They try to keep the yuan low so that they can produce so that the world can produce their goods very, very cheap, like Apple chips and all this shit, and then export to the US. So they're getting a lot of dollars for producing products which they export, right? They're producing a lot of products and getting dollar. But what they do with all this dollar after buying Lamborghinis and penthouses and all this shit, they have, because it's right now it's 867 billion, but it was over trillion which they had in dollars. So they have to put it into US bonds so that this $1 trillion is not getting eaten by the inflation, because money has to work. So imagine they had over 1 trillion in dollars lying, imagine in a house, just imagine a house. They have to put it somewhere so that the inflation is not eating it up. So they're putting in the US bonds because this is the only thing where you can put it in. You cannot put it in Bitcoin because, I mean, the market capitalization of Bitcoin would explode and it's not liquid anymore. So the only thing where you can put it is back in the US system, back in the US bonds. So that means in case China has a problem with America, if China does a wrong move, they can just freeze this $1 trillion. What is right now 867 billion. But why they're selling? They're selling obviously because of this war. What happened? And here you see also this news. Wait a minute, come on, Vlad, please, not that he start not all. You see it. China's US Treasury holdings hit 14-year low, and it's clear they start to selling the US treasuries and start buying up gold because they understand the gold is the only real thing which they can hold, which not somebody can just steal from them. You see it what happened to Russia. We are not speaking about political situations right now. I just want to explain you. The US is at the moment in the world, they're like the police who's saying, you do this right, you do this wrong, and if you do this wrong, I just freeze or just steal your money because I think you are wrong. And therefore, the Brics nation starting heavily to accumulate gold and selling US Treasury bonds, which is weakening the dollar more and more, and the de-dollarization is happening more and more. And here you see also the news. Wait a minute. Here you see, wait a second, Suka Blight. Why he's asking me this question? You see here, gold reserves in China averaged 1,140 tons from 2020 until 2023, reaching an all-time high of 2,068 tons. So you see, they're selling the US Treasury bonds and starting to buy here, by the way, you see a Brics nations buying massive amount of gold ahead of plan to dethrone the US dollar, because this is the only possibility. It's even not, I think it's even not a bad move to try like, let's fuck US. It's more like, okay, imagine you give me your money because you have so much money, you have to invest it back for interest rates that it's not going up by the inflation. And you understand that at some point I can just decide if I think you are wrong, I just steal your money, or I say I give you not your money back, I will use it for something else, or you don't get your money. Therefore, this is the only possibility, what the logical possibility of the countries, what they can do, selling the US treasuries, so the dollar back to the US and buying from this dollar, buying gold. Because this is the only thing where they can really invest. And like people, you're asking yourself, why not Bitcoin? They cannot invest Bitcoin. Bitcoin has right now even not a 1 trillion market cap at the moment. In the bull market, we had it and we will reach it. But $1 trillion, this is only the US holdings from China 3 months ago. Imagine, Bitcoin is at the moment cannot be the treasury of or like the edge against inflation for the nations, because we're speaking not about billions, we're speaking about trillions here, and we hope that Bitcoin will be in the future. But right now it cannot be, and the nations also like China and all the Brics nations, Brazil, Russia, they cannot be safe with Bitcoin also. They're putting a little bit money, but nobody knows who created Bitcoin. Imagine it was like former CIA agents or even CIA agents who just want to fuck you, that you invest your money and then again to steal it. Also nobody knows. I'm a big believer in Bitcoin cryptocurrencies, but nobody knows who designed, who created Bitcoin, right? Therefore, this one thing and another thing, because the market capitalization is not enough. It's right now at around 800 billion, the whole crypto market cap. Imagine China putting in right now, they would, I mean, it would jump over 100% like in a second, and it's illiquid, right? They cannot put it out because if somebody sell, then they have a loss already, right? So it's not a possibility. So the only possibility, the logical possibility, is gold. And now the question is gold the future? Is gold, should we buy all gold instead of Bitcoin? For us who have not so much money like a whole country, we have, in my opinion, to consider more Bitcoin, because Bitcoin has a smaller market, or crypto at all. The whole crypto market has less than $1 trillion at the moment, or around $1 trillion market cap. for us is good, because if we're putting 100,000 or a million inside, or $1,000, the market cap is so low that if a hype or the bull market starting, the market cap is reaching very, very fast. If BlackRock or some big companies are investing into crypto, so we can make some X's, right? 10x, 2x, 3x, 5x. But for the nation, it's the only possibility is gold. And right now the question, will gold outperform Bitcoin? In my opinion, no, not at all, because gold has a big market cap. There is no possibility that gold will do 50x, like for example, I don't know, like SMR, like I showed you yesterday. I showed you two altcoins like IDEX, a decentralized exchange, and SMR Shimmers can do easily 50x, because the market cap is around 100 million, right? Therefore, if you didn't watch the video, watch the video yesterday. For us, in my opinion, it's better crypto, not financial advice. For the nations, it's inevitable only gold. And in the future, yes, gold will see a rise more and more, because this is the only possibility. And possibly will China and Russia do a gold-backed currency, because this is like the end boss of against the dollar, because nobody will, or I mean, people will still use the dollar, but they will go to a currency which is backed by gold, how dollar was used to. Yes, possible. Nobody knows, but this is possible. Here you see also the central banks notably add gold holdings in Q1 to replace the dollar. And I mean, if you ask me right now why they're adding, it's very clear. If you watched yesterday and 2 days ago my videos, the banks are falling one by one because they're getting eaten up by the interest rates. The Fed is hiking the interest rates like a diarrhea, but the banks cannot sustain of this crazy interest rates, because people taking out the money, the bond prices are falling down. They're trying to sell the bonds in order to pay the customers out, but as the bond price is falling, their treasury, which was in the US bonds, is less worth than initially, so they go of bankrupt, like the Silicon Valley Bank, like the First Republic Bank, and all this piece of shit. And they will go one by one, because 2 days ago they increased by 25 basis points the interest rates, and the more they increase the interest rates, the more banks will fall. And until we see a big crash, we will see big crash. Until we didn't see big crash, we will not see a big bull market, right? And the big bull market is 2024, 2035, after the halving. And this is a very good point to come to the Bitcoin price, because we see right now it's weakened. And by the way, FXS, we see FXS is amazing. I'm buying the whole time FXS. We see right now we are retesting the daily support, and in my opinion, I'm still very confident about the moon phase, because based on the past 70 to 80% we will see a pump, and it perfectly works out right now. We can see tomorrow maybe, and today more dump to the monthly support, the daily support, or even the weekly support, so to 25,300. But I'm very convinced that the relief rally is not over yet, and we will see in the next days, in my opinion, Bitcoin here pumping to 35k, to the big resistance line, so around 22%, which we could see here. Not a financial advice, not a guarantee, do your own research. And this will be the last pump before we are going again back into bear. I mean, we are in the bear market, but when the relief rally will end, 35k, this is my price target. Based on the history, this is a 3 years line, support and resistance. This is my price target, and I expecting, like I told you in the videos all before, that Bitcoin could go as low as $8,000 if we see more banks falling, right? So let's watch how it will work out. Based on the past, we see the same relief rate to the upside, dump after the halving pump. Halving will 2024, here 2024, 2025, I expecting a pump. Before this pump, I expecting some dump. It depends, will it go to 8,000, will it go to 20,000, but this is what I expecting. Either from 20,000 we will see again pump, or from 8,000 we will see again pump. This will be big opportunity to buy Bitcoin, altcoins, Ethereum, FXS, and so on, very cheap back. So I expecting throughout the weekend we could see some more dump, but on next week I expecting, with start of the week, I expecting pump to 35k approximately. Not financial advice, do your own research. And I expecting also Ethereum to go at around $2,500 if Bitcoin reaching 35k. Don't forget, claim your bonus of $100 long position for free. Link is down below, bratans. And if you want, if you're not a hobo, you can join my Telegram group, the one which is absolutely for free, and the one which is for $100 per month, where you have a crypto teacher live trading sessions, where you have research on projects. I share with you my insider knowledge about projects which are investing in small market cap projects. You have altcoin signals, 100,000 a day. So if you want, you can join. Please stop with this hobo talk. $100 is too much for you, bratans. Just smoke less or go less to the party. Anyways, smoking and party will not help you to increase your money. Invest in yourself. If you don't want to join my Telegram group, go and research yourself, bratans. Thank you everyone for watching. I kiss you and see you later.